going to be drawing space pizza. All right, and so I'm going to show you what that looks like on the screen here. Okay, let's see if I can get both in at the same time. Okay, you guys see that? Cool. So what we're going to be doing is drawing space pizza, and you're going to be drawing a realistic pizza, and then we're going to be designing it to look like outer space. So the first thing that I want you to do is I want you to draw a arc, because a pizza is a slice that comes out of a circle, and so you're going to be doing an arc like that. Sorry, I'm adjusting my camera. There we go. So we're gonna get an arc, and then we're gonna do another arc here, okay, down below it. And I want you to attach the two of them with a rainbow and a rainbow here, okay? That's the crust of the pizza right here. Then we're going to make the triangle of the pizza. Now you can use a straight edge or a ruler, or a box of crayons, or the edge of a book, or just try to freehand very carefully by pushing your pencil up against the edge of a straight edge. But like I said, if you want to try, you can just do it freehand if you don't have anything straight, to do a big triangle that comes to a point right here, okay? Go ahead and stop there for a second. Let people get a little caught up. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up when you're ready for me to move on. Okay, I got one thumbs up. Thank you, Mihana. Got two thumbs up. 3, 4. All right, I'm gonna give you another 10 seconds to get caught up. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to extend this arc a little bit, and then I'm just going to draw a line down and connect it to the tip to make this sort of 3D section, the part where the crust is, where the cheese sits on top. Okay. Now to make it realistic, I want to make the cheese look a little drippy, so I'm going to go from the top, a little drip, and then a big drip. And you gotta erase that straight line that goes behind it, okay? Because the cheese is on top of the crust, so any lines that are going through it need to be erased so it looks like it goes behind it. Now we're going to add some pepperonis, but these pepperonis are not normal pepperonis. We're going to turn them into planets. So we need to make designs and marks on them that make them look like planets. So we're going to go a semicircle here, and we're going to put some dots or some circles inside of it. Now you're not going to color yet, but when you do color, when you get around to coloring, even if you don't, you can choose to make it lots of colors, or you can choose one color, and then you can color lightly over the whole thing, like this. And then color hard in the designs, and that'll make it look like you have two different colors of blue, okay? But you're not coloring just yet. We're gonna finish making the pepperoni planets. Do another circle in the middle here. I'm gonna make that my green planet. And let's do like a wavy mark here. Same thing when you color that one in, but which you're not going to do yet. You're going to wait until the end. I'm just going to show you. I'm coloring lightly with green, and then coloring nice and dark here. Okay. Let's do another semicircle over on this side. For this pizza, it's going to be a little bigger. And this one will be like just curved lines on the inside, like shallow letter U's. Okay. And then my fourth and final planet is going to be a full circle, filling in a lot of the space. The bigger you make it, the better, the less black and blue you're going to have to add for the sky, for the outer space, like this. Okay, I'll show you that in a second, because you're going to be able to choose blue and black for the background. And I'm going to do a weird wiggly shape on the inside of this, out and in, back and forth until you connect it with a little dot there. Okay. Now, we're done with the planets, but let's add some stars. Let's do 4 of them, and I do sort of these diamond shapes. Looks like they're twinkling in the sky. You can do curve, 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 connect. And just find some empty spots to put them in. You can put them anywhere. Then add a little bit of a crescent moon here. 1 curve, 2 curve. Smaller than the planets. Our moon is much smaller than the planets. All right, I got a thumbs up. So let's add some circles. Okay. And then that's ready to color in. The last thing that we're going to do is add the astronaut. So if you want to stop here and color, you can. But since we were learning about astronauts, we can add the astronaut head right up here. In the middle of the crust, okay? We're going to do a big old circle. And we're going to make the spaceman's visor, or spacewoman's visor, like a big C. The little shield for the sun. And then a reflection. You can make the reflection any shape, like squares, triangles, circles, whatever. But this is basically where the sun is reflecting. And then I'm going to go ahead and shade in this part black before I forget. They tint the visors very, very dark so the sun's rays don't hurt the astronaut's eyes. So they can still see. Their face is fully enclosed, their body is fully enclosed, but they pump oxygen into the mask so that they can breathe because there's not enough oxygen out in outer space. In fact, I don't think there's any oxygen out there. Put a little circle hinge here. That's where some of these lines are going to connect to. I like the idea of the astronaut using the crust as a pillow and the cheese as a blanket. I think that's kind of silly. Do a line to the back of the helmet, maybe add some more detail here. The more detail you add, the cooler it looks. You can maybe scuff it up a little bit. Pretend like they got hit by some space dust. Nice job, Katie. All right. Almost there. Let's add some fingers, okay? Like the fingers gripping the cheese like it's a blanket. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just ovals pressed right next to each other. You can kind of wobble that cheese like it's an actual blanket.
I only have color pencils.
That's fine. I use colored pencils for most of my artwork because I can sharpen them and get a lot more detail. So you can use whatever you've got, okay? That'll work. Let's add a few texture lines for the crust. Texture is drawing something how it feels to your fingers, to the touch. Okay, so pizza crust is kind of crumbly, crunchy, crackly. Maybe I'll put a swirl here, that's kind of fun. A little wavy mark here. All right, time to color. You have about 8 more minutes, okay? So for the crust, what I like to do sometimes is color hard along the edge of things, like right on top of my pencil lines, and then shade in a little bit lighter. Okay. So you got the crust, whatever color you've got, brown, tan, orange. I know we all have different colors. And then you get to choose if you want your cheese, space cheese, to be black or blue. That's gonna make it look like the sky. Okay? And once you're done with this, you're gonna take a picture and share it on Seesaw.